Good morning, everyone. My name is TK, and I'll be taking you through Zoho CRM, a comprehensive overview to see how Zoho CRM can help businesses, your businesses, hopefully. So to begin with, what is Zoho CRM? CRM meaning customer relationship management, which is the simplest part. When you are looking at Zoho CRM in the suite of applications in the Zoho environment, we consider it to be the most powerful application within the suite, particularly within the suite of customer-facing applications. What do I mean when I say customer-facing applications? We're talking about applications which have a touch point with our customer. Those who are using Zoho, the Zoho One, for example, in the Zoho suite of applications, which is about 50 applications, they would know that email campaign applications, Zoho campaigns. There's the social media marketing tool, which is called Zoho Social. You've got Zoho Desk for your support, where you would provide where you would provide customer support from, and all those sync back into Zoho CRM, which becomes the center. So normally when you are creating records within your overall system, you want CRM to be your, let's call it the main source of truth. So meaning that you would then add the correct information in the CRM, and then that information then permeates to all the other applications. So that's how generally we recommend customers approach it, unless of course you're coming from another application and then adopting CRM thereafter. In that case, maybe you wouldn't consider it your center. But then it works better when it's the center, and then information from the CRM permeates. It even permeates to the financial applications, which are Zoho books, subscriptions, expense. Also permeates to projects, to project management systems within the Zoho environment, in particular Zoho project. It centralizes all the information, and all the information in all the other applications feeds back into the CRM. So this allows whoever is working on the CRM to be able to see everything going on within the business directly from the CRM by simply opening the customer profile and be able to see everything. So that's how powerful the CRM is. And that's in terms of its place in the Zoho ecosystem. Now, in terms of its use, it's the best way for you to keep in touch with your customers. You are able to connect to your customer via email, which comes standard. You are able to do WhatsApp, which also integrates into the CRM as a standard. You're also able to do bulk SMSing directly from CRM, or integrated bulk SMS application directly from the CRM. Within the South African environment, bulk SMS is the one that we recommend for that. I think it's the only RAND-based bulk SMS system. In other countries, you can use other applications that either belong to the region, that are in your region, that are integratable into the CRM. So that's on the communication part. There's also on that communication part, you also have the telephony part of it. So in the telephony, by default, you've got Zoho Voice, which comes as part of, which is a Zoho application. Here in South Africa, there are multiple ones that you can use, and in particular, you would be able to use IP telecom, DSL telecom, among others. So those are the ones that you're able to integrate into the CRM applications. By being able to connect your social media as well, which is your Twitter and Facebook, directly into the CRM, by being able to connect your calls into the CRM, your SMS into the CRM, your email into the CRM, your WhatsApp into the CRM, you have a complete view of any communication that the customer is having with you, regardless of where it's coming from, which is often called omni-channel. It's an omni-channel CRM, where it can communicate to you via using multiple channels. So that's one of the advantages of the CRM. Having this information in one place means if you are trying to address a customer issue, maybe one of your sales team members is not there. If you go to the CRM, you'll be able to see where the conversation is, what has been conversed prior, what has occurred, all by looking at the customer profile and being able to assist them further. So it makes your life easier, so to speak. So just as a highlight, we've interacted with a lot of the customers that we bring onto CRM will mostly be using either Excel or a system that was built internally, or which is based at their offices, for example, Excel being the most common. And we help migrate them from their Excel into the CRM. So what happens in Excel when you're using Excel? The first thing is it's very difficult to keep track of what you're supposed to do in regard to a specific customer, where the opportunity is. If it's a sales opportunity, you're unable to track. Sometimes, in a lot of the cases, they're unable to track anymore what's a lead, what might be a customer, or what is a lead that is a bad lead, what is a lead that is a good lead, that and so on. So it makes it difficult for you to track a lot of things. CRM helps you demarcate what is a lead, what is an actual customer / contact. Has the lead been qualified? What stage is it? Is the lead qualified? Yes. Has it been qualified? Has anyone spoken to the lead? You're able to tell all that within the CRM. And anyone, even the person who's not working from the CRM, if they know how to use it, they'll be able to see where everything is and what stage it is at, so they can continue from there. So this is one of the major advantages. It helps you track whatever is happening with your customers, regardless of what stage they are in your sales pipeline. That helps a lot on the CRM. In a moment, we're going to go through the actual CRM so that we can we'll have our company. I'm going to use Infolytics, which is our organization. We'll call it Infolytics Widgets, the company we're going to use in our demo, and just demonstrate how the CRM can be very useful to your organization. All right. If you have any questions, again, for those who just joined us, if you have any questions, you can on the left panel, you see where it says questions. You can go there and just post your question from there. And then we'll do our best. I'll do my best to answer your questions during the session, but most of the questions will likely be addressed at the end. What I'll also do is I'll incorporate the answers in the conversation as I go through the system and as I speak more about Zoho CRM. If you can see my screen, you can use the reactions at the bottom of your screen. You can put in a reaction, give me a thumbs up so that I know that you're able to see my screen. Thank you. So we've got a question already. Can Zoho telephony system be incorporated for Mac users? Yes. So there is a Mac application for Zoho Voice. So there is a MacBook application for that. So yes, you can. It can be incorporated. All right. So this is what you typically get when you get to the CRM. You always land at the home page. The home page normally shows a welcome message for you. So this would be your name, your full name. And then you would have a home page which speaks to you. So this is normally what you'd have. And then when you arrive there, the dashboard is meant to show you a glimpse of what's occurring with your records on the system, right? So anything that you are touching on the system, that's what the focus is on. So for example, you've got here my open opportunities. So this can be, depending on the CRM that you're using, this can be called deals within your CRM. Some have renamed it to sales pipeline, but this is where you're tracking the opportunity. So here you've got 14 opportunities, meaning that they're neither closed or lost. They're open and you're tracking those ones. How many untouched opportunities? So this means there are opportunities that you have not touched, meaning you created them, but you have not moved them since. And you'd want to go and see those so that it makes it easier for you to identify things that you haven't followed up on in a while. So this is one of the things that will help you there. Then any calls that you have scheduled, for example, today or made would appear here under my calls today. So this will be a count of the calls. Then my leads, so any leads that have been allocated to you would appear there. So I'm not going to labor these. I'll come back to them when we do the reporting side of the CRM. But you've got your open tasks. If you have any tasks, any meetings that you have today, any meetings that you have, regardless of whether they've passed or are in the future, any leads that have come through today, and then your pipeline by how many opportunities you have at every stage that you've got on the platform, and then also your opportunities that are closing this month. So those deals that you're closing in that particular month. Okay. And then also you've got an amount by stage, which is telling you at each stage what is the potential amount that is sitting at that stage. That if you close it, it adds to the value of your business or your sales figures in that regard. And then also, okay, this is deal by stage. So okay, so this one is a repeat of the other one at the top. So these are some of the dashboards you can see, and you can create your own as a user. And if you're an admin on the system, you're able to create for the rest of the team as well. Certain dashboards that can speak to their performance so that they know how they're performing on a daily basis. But we'll go through that when we go through the analytics side uh, uh, of this session. I'm going to go through this ribbon here all the way to the end. So that you understand what each module is. So these are modules, and also what each icon is standing for on the other side. The first one is the leads module. So how you would set it up within your organization is you want leads from your website, right? So we're talking about your lead sources. You want leads from your website. You want leads from your social media. You want leads from various sources, particularly the digital ones. How you'd set it up is, for example, you'd put a form on your website. That form would be integrated directly into CRM. We normally recommend Zoho Forms because the integration never breaks. No matter what updates happen on either side, that integration is solid. So once you've integrated, you never have to worry about that integration again. So you integrate your Zoho Forms onto your website. When someone fills in the form on the website, they come straight into your leads module. If someone comes to your social media, says hi, for example, in a DM or direct message to your business, then they can also be created as a lead. Or on your Twitter, they can also be created as a lead. So, and then they'll all land into your leads module. So we normally have a nickname for our leads module, for the lead. We normally call it as Infolytics. We call it the dirty module. So there's a reason why we call it that. The leads module is where everything lands first of all. So it doesn't matter whether it's someone who's playing with your forms on your website, someone who's trying to sell you something that you are not interested in on your social media, which happens a lot. All of those things land into the lead. It is our job to then qualify those leads to see whether they can be if there's a potential for a sell, and that's what we do in the leads. If there's no potential, we have two options. We either leave it in the leads, maybe they've already bought by the time we contacted them, but they're a buyer of the service or product that we provide, so we leave them in, and we can mark them as a lost lead, for example, and then that lost lead can then be filtered later on to the marketing team in order to keep our business top of mind. If it's a junk lead, like for example, their details are uncontactable completely, we may make this a junk lead. There's a setting within the Zoho CRM way they can be deleted after 30 days, or if you want to keep them, you can keep them. So that's another area there. There's also a question here that says, does the lead module also work for leads via LinkedIn? It does, but in combination with Zoho Social. So you integrate Zoho Social into and LinkedIn, and then when you run your LinkedIn ads, when someone creates a lead, when someone fills in your form and submits, they go straight into your CRM as a LinkedIn lead. So you are able to do that. So that's how the leads module works. You're able to direct everything into the leads module. You want to use the leads module. If you're not, I strongly recommend that you do. The reason why you want to use the leads module is whatever is not going to become your customer stays in the leads module. Some of it is unqualified, stays in the lead module. It means that, and then after you've qualified something, you then convert it into a contact, account, or an opportunity if there's an opportunity already. But the reason why you want to work it in the leads module is when you do the conversion, you are now sure that there's a potential opportunity with that specific lead. So now you are getting clean information on your contacts and accounts. So you probably talk to them, you've had a little bit more information about them, their business, or what their needs are, and then now you convert them. When you convert them, you are having cleaner information on the other side, meaning that on this other side, you always have, let's call it clean information, and then the leads module will always have unclean information because it's always coming in. So I recommend that you do. If you have anything directly going into your contacts, I wouldn't recommend that, because now you've got all that all that information that you wouldn't want to be in your data in that regard. Okay. So moving on to the contacts, where we've converted our leads. Contacts, if the customer you're dealing with is an individual, then you just convert them into a contact. But if you're doing B2B, you convert them both into a contact and an account. So an account is also used, instead of companies here, we say accounts. The reason why is you are able to even the contacts that don't have companies that they work for, you can give them an account or account information, and that account would be sitting in the accounts module. So you're able to use it dually for business customers and also for individual customers. But in some cases, maybe you are a B2C, you never want to use the accounts module. You can even hide the accounts module and just integrate with the and just use the contacts module instead. Okay. So the reason why we're converting one lead and it becomes two things here is because what we want to do is to create a one-to-many relationship. One-to-many relationship meaning that we can have one account, but connected to that one account, we have multiple contacts. So we have 20, 100 people who work for this one organization, and having these two modules separate allows us to create that relationship, whereby if we open that one company, we can see all the 100 people who work for that business. So that's why the separation in those modules. Then moving on to the opportunities or deals, depending on how you've named it on your CRM, this is where you're tracking what opportunities are available to you. What opportunities are available to you in terms of your now contact and account base / customer base. So now you are creating an opportunities. They call in, they want to buy something, and then you can track that opportunity from end to end. So now you have stages where within your sales process, let's say for example, your first stage is gather customer requirement information. So you put that as a stage. Your next stage is maybe quote the customer. So that's a stage for you. And then your next stage is customer negotiates quote. So that's a stage that you have. They're negotiating the quote. So there's a to and fro between you and the customer. Then maybe a final stage is you've closed one. The deal, meaning that you've won that deal, so you have that stage. But sometimes you lose the deal, so you have a lost stage there where you've lost the deal. You also even have a closed loss to competition, so that you can indicate how much business you're losing as well to competition as well. So the opportunities module helps you do that. The opportunity as well on the reporting end of it helps you measure, helps you forecast your pipeline. So when we say forecast your pipeline, we're saying how many deals do you have open and what are the amounts in those deals? So what is the total amount available in the deal versus your targets? So versus your targets. Now you can say, okay, if my target is R1 million in this month, but my pipeline is only a 500,000 open deals, 500,000 rands of open deals, then that means I'm way below target already in my pipeline. So I need to add more to my pipeline in order to achieve that target. So I immediately know I need to work a little bit harder in order to get my target. It's so specific, it's right down to the individual, where they're able to see they would be able to see how they're doing versus the target, for example. So that's how the opportunities module can help you within your business. Then you've got your tasks, or what used to be called activities, tasks, meetings, and calls. So you generally don't come here to use them. You use them within the other context of the other modules, but you can. But your tasks are things that you want to do are in and around the customer, for example. That's what you are mainly using the tasks for. Your meetings are meetings that are happening with or in and around the customer as well. And then calls with your customers as well. So you're able to track all those things there. So tasks, for example, you talk to the customer and they say, send me this information about your business. Maybe it's a company profile. And then you put up that task so that you don't forget to send that, because sometimes you are jumping into meeting from meeting. So when you end that meeting, you quickly do a task list, you quickly create a task, send this to the customer so that you don't forget it. You give it a due date, And then now you've got something to remember. Now you can remember what you need to do for that customer. Your meetings can be physical meetings as well as online meetings with your customer. Sometimes those meetings around the customer, but excluding the customer from that, from the session, so that maybe you're discussing internally or with a supplier about that specific customer. So you can do that as well. And then calls, you are able to log your calls. You are able to schedule calls. So a customer says, "No, I'm not available to talk right now, but can you call me tomorrow at 9?" And then you're able to schedule that call so that you don't forget it, because you're talking to a number of customers in a single day. And then when that time comes, the system will remind you of that call. It will remind you of the meeting. It will also remind you of that task. But we'll go all through all these as well in detail. Then you've also got where I'm jumping a few modules. Yeah, I'll come back to them. You've also got where you're able to set your products. So you're able to put in your products, your product list, and then be able to, in that product list, be able to use it as you conduct business or conduct activities within all the other modules. So you've got your product list. You can put in the name of the product code, whether the product is active or inactive. Meaning, if it's inactive, it can't be used anywhere else. You'll still be able to see it here, but it's now inactive. You'd also be able to put in the price and so on about that product, but we'll go through that as well in detail. Then you've got your reports and analytics. Your reports are essentially your Excel looking reports. We'll go through it. So you have your rows and your columns. So that's what the report would generally look like. And then your analytics is more your dashboards. In some CRMs, it's actually named as dashboards. So these are you'd have dashboards where you are able to see where you are able to see when you are able to see what's happening in a glimpse in terms of the dashboards. They give you a snapshot of what's happening and around the information that you need. Okay, so those are the key items, key modules in terms of just generally knowing, and we'll go through these modules in detail shortly. Then here, if you want to quickly create something, is ideal, which is the quick create menu. So if I click this plus, I can create from any module what I want to create. So I can create from any module what I want to create. I want to create a lead, I can do that. Contact, I can do that. Account, I can do that. Opportunity, I can do that quickly on the system. So it's a quick create. So it's a shortcut for you to create, as opposed to going to the module and then click create. You simply come here and then you click, and then you're immediately creating that object or that record. Then here you've got a search. So the search functions in two ways. I'm going to use it to search something that I know would be in. So I'm going to search here that. And then anywhere where that particular word is appearing comes up. So I search and I press enter. So I'll do that again. So there are two ways. I can search by just typing in, and then a drop down will appear here. But there's very little information for me to go by. So if I don't identify it quickly, I can press enter, and that will take me immediately to where I can see more information in and around the records. If I am not convinced with the information that I'm seeing at that moment, and I will need to see more, I can click these little arrows here, and this brings in more information into the equation. Okay, so I can click in and see if I can bring more information into the equation, and then when I click that, I can get more information to come up. So that's how you add more information to that. Okay, so that's how you manage search. But in some cases, when I do the search, I'm seeing everyone's records, and I want to just focus on mine. I can quickly click that, and then now I'm only seeing anything that is attached to my name. Anything else then disappears from there. So those are some of the things that you can do with the search. Then we've got signals, which is this little bell here. So signals helps you know what is going on with your customers. CRM by default tracks all emails. Well, actually, you switch it on, but you are able to track all emails that you send to your customers. So when you send an email to a customer and that customer reads that email, you would be able to see it, for example, here. So here you can see that someone has opened the email, another person has opened that email. So you're able to check all of those things in terms of the signals. The CRM is so good that you can actually trigger to say, when they do open my email, send them this following email afterwards as well. So you're able to set some of those workflows where based on the activity that the customer is doing on their end, like open your email, they can get a second email being triggered to them, or a notification to one of your sales teams, for example, to call them. So they just opened the email 5 minutes ago, they get a call from you, and that might actually be what is required to push that sale into a closed won sale, into a won sale. So that those are things that you're able to do. Then you've also got a calendar. And with this calendar, you are able to, one, see what your schedule looks like, but also see what your teammates' schedules look like. So you're able to actually go to your team members, go to users, select a specific user, and see what their timetable looks like. So that helps you. So they've got a meeting here on a Monday, for example, which is today. So now you know that they've got a meeting. So you're able to view your team members' calendars as well, so that maybe if you are scheduling a session that they might be involved in, you are able to do that. Okay. So that's the calendar which you locate here. Then here is in and around emails, because you can integrate your email into CRM. You're able to see any emails that, for example, have been sent to you by the customer. You'll be able to see them. You'd be able to see all or any unread information in that regard. Okay. I think we've got a few questions. Let me see if we have a few questions here. Okay, so we have none. Okay. All right. So that's on the that's on the email. So you're able to say, if your customer sends you an email, you're able to actually see that they have sent you an email, meaning that you are able, once CRM is activated and your emails are integrated, to work primarily from CRM, respond to emails, view emails, and so on, as long as you're dealing with your customer base. So you're able to actually manage it from directly from the CRM. Now, going back to our leads module, so we're going to take a potential customer here and move with them. So when a lead comes in, it may have, for example, in this case, this person, Kaylee Lace from Printing Dimensions, which is their company, has come through. Depending on where they come through, you may even have all the details, including the image. If they're coming from their Facebook and their profile picture is their own picture, it also pulls the picture there, so you immediately have that picture of them as well, directly on the platform. You also have their picture directly on the platform. At the top here, it's going to represent their full name and also the company that they work for, so that you don't lose sight of these details. If if you are B2C, then here this wouldn't be available. It would just show up the person's name as an example. But if it's a B2C, then B2B, sorry, then you would see it like that. In there, as you are discussing with the customer's profile will be at the top here. This is called, the first part here is called the business card. So what is the business card? It gives you 5 key pieces of information that you choose to put on the business card. Right. So that means I can immediately, if this email, phone, and mobile and lead status and country are the most important things to me, then I can immediately see them and see what I have there and make a decision if required. If I need more information, I can change what is on this business card. So I can, for example, maybe I'm not interested in the country, but I might be interested in the province that they're coming from, right? So I can change that and then put the province instead. Okay, so now that's I've changed that. I can also change that without going there, right here, by clicking that and then changing to see the information that I may want. Maybe in this case, it might be the city, it might be their job title, it might be anything that I want to bring into the business card, which I think is primarily important. If I am talking to the customer, I'm immediately also able to take notes. So these notes are in 2. So if I'm on my machine, I can take these notes as as while typing them in. If I'm on my mobile, however, I have an audio option where I can take it as a voice note. Right. The voice note max is 2 minutes, so I can take a voice note for 2 minutes. And then if you've got an integration with AI, for example, it will transcribe that voice note and make it a so now you have 2 records where it's the actual written note, typed note from the transcription, and also your voice message that you attach there will be available. So you're able to do both. In this case, I'm only able to demonstrate the typing one because I am on a laptop. Okay, but if you download the mobile application, you are able to do voice notes in this notes area. Then if that customer has sent me WhatsApps, I would be able to see those messages here. Let me see if I can change the number here and possibly use a number that we can actually use in the session. As for sending WhatsApps. But messages, if the customer sends us a WhatsApp message, that message would appear here. We'll try to demonstrate that as well as we go through the session. If there are any attachments related to this customer, so sometimes maybe you're getting their ID. If it's an individual, maybe their passport. If it's an individual, maybe if it's a business, you're getting the company registration information. You are getting the VAT documentation. You are able to attach all those things here. So you can attach virtually any type of file in the attachments area. So you are able to attach any file. So I'm just going to get a logo here. You're able to attach any file into the attachment area. So it can be PDF, images, it can be video, audio. You are able to attach any of those types of files here. And now this moves with that lead. Even if you convert them to a contract, this information stays with the lead. All the information we are attaching here stays with the lead. Then as you're talking to them, you discover, oh, maybe they are looking for this specific product. So that you don't forget what they're interested in, you are able to associate them to specific products. So maybe they want testing 1, 2, 3. Maybe they want a website. Maybe they want a gray square. And then you can put those products, attach those to their profile. So now we've got an idea of, even if I'm not available today and you come into the CRM, you are able to see, okay, so these are the notes from the conversation. We've already got their documentation. These are the products that they're interested in. And you can continue that conversation from there. Okay. I'm also going to change the email address for this customer to a Gmail that I sometimes use. Okay. So here we've got the products. Then let's go activities, right? So what activities are we trying? What do we mean by activities, right? So on the activities front, it's mostly tasks, meetings, and calls. But you've got a separation versus open activities and closed activities. This avoids let's say confusion on what is left to be done versus what has been done. So this is a task, right? Test task that is there. And if I close this task, right, so that's how you close the task, it immediately goes down to close tasks. And I don't have any activities anymore in the open activities area. So the reason why it's for you to clearly demarcate when you've got things that are outstanding versus on the platform. So that's how you then manage. So that's how you then manage activities. Okay. So on the activities, you are able to create a task in and around that customer. So maybe you're supposed to send them a letter of some sort, right? So you can say send letter. We can put in a due date. When am I supposed to have sent that by? Tomorrow is a holiday, so maybe I'm putting it on the 2nd. Do I need a reminder? Maybe I do. Do I want to be reminded by pop-up or email? Pop-up pops up within the CRM. Email pops up. Email is sends an email to you, or maybe you want both. So you're able to do that. So now I've got my reminder. I can put in descriptions to my tasks so that maybe if I've forgotten the context, The description will remind me of that context. And now I've got a task that I can save. Now, these tasks, again, you are able to assign them to other people if that is what you need to do. How do you assign them to other people? You change the owner here and give it to the specific person. And then here you notify the owner so that they get a message that a task has been assigned to them. This way, if you don't notify them, they might not know that there's a task unless they're always looking at their task list. So now you've got a task there. You are able to set up meetings as well. So same place, you are able to set up a meeting and invite the customer. So if you have the customer's address already, you would be able to quickly pick up on that address. It comes automatically by default here, and then you will be able to set your meeting with them. If it's an online meeting, you'll be able to click that, and then the options that you have for online meetings are Zoho Meetings, which is part of the Zoho group applications, or you can integrate Zoom and then use that as well. And the link will be created for that Zoom meeting when you schedule that session. Okay. So let's try to make this new meeting offline. And then here you can add in participants. If you want to invite the customer, you can tick their name here. But if it's about the customer, but not with the customer, you can leave this unticked. And then here you come in and you add participants. If the participants of the session are your team members, then here you would come to users and then select one of your team members, or all of your team members, the ones that you want to be in the session. And now we've got the participants one selected. If the customer is going to be part of it, maybe we tick the customer there and just so that it's clear, it's a testing email, for example. And then here you can say, do you want to remind your participants? So you can only do one reminder for your participants. So maybe you want to remind them, since it's a physical meeting, I prefer normally an hour before. And then on my end, I can put as many reminders as I want, even 22 days before, 1 day before, whatever it is. So I can reminders that I want to add in. Okay. Then once done, I'm able to save my meeting, and then it's going to ask me if I would like to send invitations to guests. And then here I would say yes, send. Okay. And then now I've got a second activity here, which is my open meeting. And once with the meetings, you don't mark them as completed. Once the meeting time passes, it will go on its own to close the activities. Then let's say I'm talking to this, I call this customer and they say, please call me later. Then I would be able to log a call. So I'll be able to schedule a call, sorry. So I'll be able to schedule a call. And then I'll say, okay, so they want me to call them at 15:30 today. So I'll schedule that. What is the call about? So this is a call schedule with this customer that's already there for you. I need a reminder 5 minutes before. Maybe I need to prepare for my meeting. What is my core purpose? Maybe I'm still prospecting. This list also is customizable to what you want to do as an organization. Then I can put in my agenda. Right? So why am I calling them? I can put that in, and then I can schedule my call. And then now I've got a scheduled call at 15:30. This is the call purpose, and that's the call agenda. Okay. And then when the time comes, it's going to pop up, and I'll be able to call my customer. So so that's on the invited, and then now I've got invited meetings. On that invited meetings, I'll be able to see who has responded. So here you can see status is no response from my customers. When they do accept the invite, then I'll be able to see that as well directly, and signals will also tell me when they've opened the email and when they've accepted my invite as well as an email notification, which is the standard one when someone accepts your invite. Then you'll see here under emails, right? We changed the emails, that email address recently, and immediately now you've got emails that are here, 10 plus emails. So if I go there, I'll be able to see all the emails that has been sent to this customer, to and fro the customer with us. So here we can see who has sent it, whether it's the customer who has sent it or the customer who has sent it. Okay, so we're able to check all those emails. Even the new meeting that was sent just now, invitation is there, and this is what the invitation will look like in the customer's email as well. So we're able to check all the emails that are going out and in once we've integrated our email to CRM. Then here we've got social. So here we are able to connect to the customer's social media directly from the profile. And then if they say anything to us, we'll see it. If they send us any messages, we'll see those messages as well. So we can associate their Twitter/X and then to their Facebook as well, and be able to interact with them. So as we interact with them, all that history about that communication on their social media is also captured within the CRM as well. So that's how we get them on the social side. Okay. Then we've also got this visits by sales, Zoho Sales IQ. So by default, I think if you're on the enterprise plan or on Zoho One of the CRM, you get to see, you get to have a live chat, a free version of the live chat. You install it on your website, and you're able to see people as they visit your website. When they do submit their information, you now know how many times they visited your website when they're in the CRM, when they started visiting, which pages they visited. You get all that information based on that sales IQ that will be installed on your website. So once they become a lead, now you've got that information as well of their visits. Then if there are any links that you want the organization or the team members to be able to have access to, you can add your links here. Right. So you can add links here. You can put in the URL, and then your team can access these. If it's a link, for example, that leads to a specific lead or something specific, you can autofill some of the details with these fillers from the fields within the CRM. Okay. So you can put in links that you want the team to be able to access on the corner here. If there are any parts of the related list you don't want the team to access or have, or maybe it's confusing for people, you are able to come in here and then remove what you don't want to be available there. So you can move by sending it to the other side, and then if we save, then that thing will not be available anymore on the profile. So that's how you do that. Then if you want to send an email, you are able to send emails directly from CRM, and all emails sent from CRM are tracked. So we can send our email. But the nifty thing is, if you always send some standard emails to your leads or your customers, you can actually create templates for these emails, right? And then you'd be able to select. So maybe it's a welcome email, so I'm going to select that, and then immediately it already has our name here, and then now I'm sending this template. So it makes my work easier and quicker. Okay. You're also able to put in your email signature onto the CRM and use it as well. Put your email signature on the CRM and use that email signature to send out. And I'll show you in a moment how we do that. Then if you want to convert, when you're converting a lead, you use this button. We'll come back to that shortly. If you want to edit the details of the record, you come in here and then you click edit. Okay. And then you also have a nice element within the Zoho CRM environment that tries to look for information about your customer from the internet. So it normally uses the domains. So here we've got a domain. On the email, we don't have a domain specifically, but here we can click enrich data. Right? And then it tries to look for the information that matches this on the internet. And now we've got in the enriched information about that specific customer. So I'm going to do here I'm going to change this to our own company. And then here you can see, if we go enrich data again, then now you've got a little bit more information about the company. Now here it makes it easier. Now I just select the things that I want to appear, that I like or I think is the correct information that I want updated on the customer's profile. Okay. And then once I'm done, then I can update. And then all the things in yellow are the updates. And now I've got more information about this particular customer. And then now I can save. So now I've got a customer with new details on their profile. Okay, so that's how you would then manage your contact, your lead. Sorry. So now let's say we've qualified the. How do we qualify the lead? So there are stages. So now we can say, yeah, I attempted to contact them, maybe. And then when I finally contacted them, I saw that it was a good it was a potential customer. So yeah, I can say pre-qualified, and then here I can come back and then convert them. Okay, so now it's telling me because there's a company, it's creating a new account called Printing Dimensions, and then it's creating our new contact called Kaylee Lace. And then here I can choose to create an opportunity already or not. And then I can convert. Once converted, we have removed the lead from here, and I'm able to go to the contract, and now I can see all the contact information. Whatever is there as followed. Whatever things that we saved, whether it's the whatever it was, products, emails, everything is there. The notes that we discussed with the customer, everything is there. So that's how you can benefit from. So that's how you can convert it. Now in the leads module, it's still there, but it's inaccessible. But now you can report on how many leads you had, how many were converted into contacts, how many became opportunities, and the list goes on in that regard. So that's one of the ways which means CRM can help you manage your data in and around your customers or potential customers. So from here, you can see that this list on this side here is greatly increased. So now we are able to see that we can create opportunities. So these are our deals. So I'm going to create a new opportunity here. The opportunity I think is going to close by mid-May. I can name my opportunity. This is a mandatory field. So I can say, call it dimensions info. I can select even my lead source here, and then also how much I think the deal is going to be for. So maybe this is going to be for 100,000 rands. And then I can save that. So now I've got an opportunity. It takes me back to our contact, and the opportunity is here. I can go to this opportunity, and then within this opportunity, I can see stages. So in this case, the stages are needs analysis, value proposition, identify decision makers, send quote, and so on. So let's say maybe we are on the price quote stage. So here I need to send the quote. Within the CRM, the CRM has you are able to quote. You're able to quote within the CRM itself. You're able to quote within the CRM itself using the native quote modules. Okay, using the native quote modules, you are able to mark your competitors. So here we can create our competitors. So let's say your competitors is, you can put in their name, you can put in their website. And then you can put in their strengths, right? And you can also put in their weaknesses, and then you can save them. So now you know that this deal, the threat to that deal is this competitor, and they're buying for the same deal. So you are tracking that. You can have activities that are unique to this deal, right? You can even have emails, right? So you can see we have been sending emails to this customer, but they're not here. But these are not specific to the deal. But we can have emails that are specific to the opportunity so that you can track that as well. So I'm going to call this sales deal. And then we send that email to the customer. And then this becomes an email for that specific deal. Okay. So now we've got, it will appear, or if you go back to the customer or the contact or the company, this email will appear, but this email in the deal is the only one that will appear. And whatever to and fro you do, the customer on this thread will be there in the deal, and you are able to refer specifically to that deal for that for the emails that it has. You are able to say, in terms of who you are dealing with, you can add more people into the opportunity. Right. So in some cases, you might be dealing with a big company and you have multiple people, maybe people in finance, procurement, and so on, who have a role to play in you getting this opportunity. You are able to add them to the deal. So here I'm going to show all contacts. I'm going to add Mrs. Doubtfire here, and maybe they are purchasing within that environment, and then I can add them to the deal. Okay. So now we've got 2 people associated with the deal and what their role is in that opportunity. So that if I am not available again, if my colleague comes in, they're able to follow up on this deal. They know who they're supposed to talk to for various things within that opportunity as well. Okay. Then okay. Then you are able to move with the deal stage by stage. You can see who the key contact person is within that deal, and here you can see that role for purchasing. If you give this person a role as well, their role will also be defined there. You are able to go negotiation and review. When you won the deal, for example, you would be able to see to be able to select when you actually close the deal, right? And select that, and then you can save that. If you lose the deal, you'd be able to do the same, and then you are able to give us a reason for the loss as well. This reason for the loss as well is editable, so you can put in the ones that you think are the are reasons that you want to see. This makes it easy for reporting on why you are losing certain deals, and then maybe be able to drill down on the ones that you're losing if you're losing them for price, as an example. So you've got that available to you. So that's how you would manage a deal from end to end. These stages are fully customizable to be what you want them to be, but then that's how you'd manage a deal from end to end. And if you close it, then it would look something like that. Okay, so now we've got a closed deal, and how you check your opportunities in terms of all of them, you can check them by stage by going here to the opportunities and then looking at them from a Kanban view, which is this one. So when I'm in my opportunities, I really like the Kanban view, and you are able to see at each stage what deals are there, what the amount or the value of those deals is. At the top, the total value of all the deals put together in that stage, and then you're able to see where you are, how many you've closed, how much revenue you've closed, how much you've lost, closed loss, and how much you've lost to competition. So you are able to check all of those things by looking at those stages as well. Okay. Another nifty trick within the Zoho CRM environment is territories. So if you are managing people in different areas of the country, of the globe, then you're able to split them into territories. You create your territories, and then you can split to say, for example, maybe it's by country. So South Africa, Botswana, Zambia, Zimbabwe, Mozambique, and so on. Or maybe it's by region within that country. Gauteng, Cape Town, and so on. So you're able to go within the organization, and those territories, by allocating those territories to different people in the organization, you are able to see how each territory is also performing in terms of the opportunities by that as well. Okay. Then the next thing is around what you're able to do as a user. So I'm talking about the normal user here. Is the normal user is able to adjust a few things in terms of their personal settings. Okay, so the normal user, a normal user would be able to edit their details, put in their company profile. I recommend that you do your picture on your profile. I recommend that you do this. They are also able to put in other details like their phones, their mobiles, website, their date of birth. I also recommend that you do your date of birth as a team, because what will happen is when I walk into the office and it's your birthday and I open the CRM, the first thing that it will tell me is that it's your birthday. Address information, if you're working from different branches, for example, may be very important. You're using the CRM, but you're working from different areas, different branches within the organization. Then this allows you to put that address into email templates easily. And when you do change the address, you simply come and change any of these details. You come and change them here, as opposed to the email templates, which might be 20 or 30. When you change them here, and you are putting placeholders in the email templates, which we'll go through, you would be able to just change here, and it changes in your email templates. You're able to put your Twitter profile /X there, and then this is sometimes interesting in terms of how you see numbers or you see dates and times. So we sometimes have maybe customers saying that the time that I'm seeing is wrong or different from the other teams. Normally, the times on here would be the issue. So maybe I've got my time as Eastern European time, yet the rest of the team has the correct time, which is the South African Standard Time. Also, when you relocate or you're working from another region, it would be wise for you to also change it so that it matches the time for the environment where you are. As well, and then also how you see numbers. So here in South Africa, normally it's a comma or in a period for the full stop, which is the full stop for the decimals. But in some cases, you have where the period, the full stop, is the first part, is the thousand separator, and the comma separates the decimals depending on which region you are. And if you see your numbers appearing like that, then this is the place to go and correct that. Okay. Then if you've been allocated a territory, you'll be able to see those territories that we're talking about here. So this is how you see or manage your profile as well. You are also able to, as an individual, as a user, you are able to add your email signature. You're able to add your email signature. You are able to change the font, but you have only a limited selection of the fonts that you can use. You're able to change the font size to what font you want your text to be when you're sending out emails. And this is a preview of it. And then you can copy and paste your signature here just by copying the one that you have, pasting it here. Or if it's HTML, you can come and add the HTML here for that using the HTML selection here. And then how you integrate your emails, in the integration email section, and then that brings all your emails into the CRM. Okay, and that's how you are able to set up a few things on your own. Then you are also able to integrate, for example, if you use Google My Business or Microsoft being the most popular here in South Africa and across the world, is you're able to integrate your meetings that are on 365 with the CRM so that they appear on the CRM calendar. You can do it with your contacts, although I wouldn't recommend it because for most of the inboxes that I've seen, the contacts are a mess. But you can integrate your meetings. You can even integrate your tasks to and fro, meaning that whatever you have as meetings on CRM will match whatever you have on your Office 365 as well. And so if you schedule a meeting on your CRM, it will flow over into your Office 365. And how you integrate is pretty easy. Once you click that, it will ask you for your passwords. Once you give it the passwords, then it's you complete the integration. Okay, and that's how you do it on for Office 365. You are even able to integrate Microsoft Word for what we call mail merge, and I'll show you in a moment what mail merge is. So those are some of the key highlights. I think we've got a question here. Okay, so the question here is, are you able to automatically integrate your books module with CRM so that opportunities automatically update on due and op values? It's not an automatic it's not an automation that you need a custom function to do that. So the custom function would say if my estimate, for example, is approved, it can automatically move the deal on the CRM to quote accepted, as an example, by the customer. So you can do it, but a custom function is required. And we as Infolytics as well are able to assist you with that. Okay. Then in terms of, okay, so that's how you integrate. Even for Google, it's more or less the same, where you are able to do your Google Calendar, your Google Contacts. You are able to authenticate it, and then you've got to and fro information between your Google and your CRM. Just as a highlight, you're able to integrate your Google Ads so that when a lead comes in, you can actually now have the return on investment as to how much your Google Ads are making you in revenue via your closed deals on the CRM. Okay. Then on the analytics side, your team is able to create dashboards for themselves for various things. So just by default, you actually have what will show you the sales funnel. So this highlights how many leads you've created, and of those leads, how many you then converted, and of those converted to contacts, how many became customers, meaning they actually have closed won deals, and then that would be your conversion rate. So what does this help you with? This helps you estimate how many leads you need in order to know how much you need based on your conversion to know how many customers you can actually convert. So we've got a 60% conversion rate here. So if I have a 60% conversion rate, that means if I get 50 leads, right, I might end up with 30 customers. So that's essentially how you're playing the game. So now you can actually trace from how many leads are you, if this was your yearly performance, then now you're saying in the next year, how many leads do you need to generate in order to get to 30 customers, and then you make it back, and then you see, okay, so it's 50. So now you are seeking to get 50 leads for the year, as an example of that. And then here it also shows you where those leads are coming from, meaning that you would know now, based on the conversion rate of each element, where you want to put your money in terms of getting leads into the system. Where are you investing in terms of getting those leads into the system? Okay. So you are able to create dashboards on your own. I'll show you how to create a simple one. So let's say maybe we want to see how many opportunities, the count of opportunities, and then group them by when they are supposed to close, right? So we do it by closing date by month. So let's say opportunities by month. And then, so this is a simple column chart. And then let me save and see what we produce. And then here we've got opportunities by month. So those closing in October, November, January, February, March, April, May. So we're able to create those charts immediately. And then maybe I want to say the ones that are mine, for example, but I want to say those that are mine, but I also want to say some other individuals in the team to be able to use it. So I'll say owner. Opportunity owner is, and then I'll say logged in user. So what it means is that if I save that, now I can see my opportunities, and you can see that it changed. But if the other team member opens it, they will see it by their opportunities. So this is one trick that you can do, which is you can do your dashboards by logged in user so that someone can see their own individual stuff. So that's how you would do that. It seems like we've run out of time, or are running out of time. So thank you very much, everyone, for coming through. If you have any questions, can you put them in the questions area? And then I'll try to answer them before we close off. Okay. I'm going to wait for maybe a minute. If there are no questions, then we'll call it a day for this session. Okay. Seems like there are no questions. Thank you. Oh, there is one actually. If it's the one on the integrating to books, I had answered it, and I can answer it again. for the integration, for passing for the books module to tell the CRM opportunities, uh, uh, that the invoice or quote has moved to a different stage, you can do it. It's not a default integration. It's something that would need to be created by custom functions. And then Lona, you should be able to get the recording. The session is being recorded. So I'm not sure when it will be posted, but that recording will be shared. Okay, great, Colette. Thank you very much. All right, thank you very much, everyone. Thank you for coming through to the session. We will have many more coming soon around the CRM. I think we have one coming soon, very soon. We'll try to do a continuation from where we left off so that you can get more information and value from it. Thank you very much, everyone, and enjoy the rest of your day.